The geopolitical chessboard of the Middle East is in flux, and the world watches with bated breath. After months of brutal conflict, devastating loss, and a seemingly endless cycle of failed negotiations, a fragile breakthrough has emerged. This moment, steeped in both hope and profound political calculation, centers on a ceasefire deal that promises the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners. At the heart of this high-stakes drama, once again, is Donald Trump. The former U.S. president is making a dramatic return to the global stage, landing in Israel to claim credit for a truce that could fundamentally alter the region's political landscape. This isn't merely diplomacy, it's a calculated political maneuver with far-reaching implications for international relations and the upcoming U.S. election. This meticulously negotiated agreement is being hailed as the first crucial phase of a U.S.-brokered truce. Its immediate terms are stark: the anticipated release of 20 Israeli hostages believed to be alive within hours. In a reciprocal move, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees held in Israel are also slated for release. Beyond the exchange, the deal mandates a temporary cessation of military operations. For the first time in nearly a year, both Israel and Hamas have agreed to a pause, a moment of respite in a conflict that has exacted an unbearable toll. However, seasoned political observers understand that behind every handshake, every concession, lies a complex web of strategic objectives and deeply entrenched political interests. This is not merely a humanitarian gesture. It is a tactical pause in a protracted struggle for power and narrative control. Donald Trump's sudden and highly publicized visit to Israel transcends conventional diplomacy. It is a masterclass in political theater. He is scheduled to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, address Israel's parliament, the Knesset, and personally engage with the families of the hostages. For Trump, this journey is far more than a foreign policy initiative. It is an integral part of his carefully constructed legacy. He aims to solidify his image as the quintessential deal-maker, the singular figure capable of restoring order and stability to the volatile Middle East. Critics are quick to label this as a cynical public relations stunt, strategically timed to bolster his standing ahead of the impending U.S. elections. Yet the precision of his timing is undeniable. This ceasefire, if it holds, possesses the potential to reshape existing alliances and forge new ones, and Trump is determined to ensure his name is indelibly etched into its narrative. His presence injects an undeniable political dimension into an already fraught humanitarian crisis. Following his engagements in Israel, Trump's itinerary takes him to Egypt, a nation historically pivotal in mediating regional conflicts. There, leaders from over 20 countries, including prominent figures like France's Emmanuel Macron and the UK's Keir Starmer, will convene for an emergency summit focused on Gaza's future. The symbolism of this gathering is profound, positioning Egypt, the traditional bridge between Israel and the Arab world, as the host of what some are optimistically calling the peace table of the century. However, beneath the veneer of diplomatic unity, significant tensions simmer. Arab leaders are unequivocally demanding a permanent ceasefire, a comprehensive resolution to the conflict. Conversely, Israel remains steadfast in its insistence on robust security guarantees, a non-negotiable prerequisite for any lasting peace. Trump's arrival is poised to dominate the summit's tone, transforming what might have been a regional negotiation into a global spectacle. His presence will undoubtedly amplify the political stakes, potentially overshadowing the substantive discussions on humanitarian aid and long-term stability. This ceasefire transcends the immediate exchange of prisoners and hostages. It is intrinsically linked to a broader struggle for global influence. The United States is actively seeking to reassert its diminishing power in the region, a decline observed over several years. This effort comes at a time when rival powers, notably Russia and China, have made significant diplomatic and economic inroads through strategic partnerships with nations like Iran, Syria, and various African states. For Washington, this deal represents a critical opportunity to reclaim the narrative, to demonstrate that America remains the indispensable leader in the peace process. Meanwhile, humanitarian organizations issue dire warnings about the catastrophic state of Gaza's infrastructure, with over 80% of its population displaced or in desperate need of aid. They argue with compelling urgency that a peace agreement on paper is meaningless without substantial reconstruction, sustained investment, and genuine accountability for past actions. The humanitarian crisis itself becomes a political battleground, a testament to the profound global stakes involved. Trump's dramatic re-entry into this volatile arena brings with it a potent mix of hope and controversy. His ardent supporters laud him as the only leader audacious enough to broker a deal that eluded all others. They point to his unconventional approach as a necessary disruption to stagnant diplomatic norms. Conversely, his detractors vehemently assert that he is cynically exploiting a fragile truce, leveraging a humanitarian crisis to burnish his image and bolster his political prospects ahead of the U.S. election cycle. Regardless of one's perspective, one undeniable truth emerges. This ceasefire, however tenuous, marks a pivotal turning point. It carries immense implications for Israel's security, Palestine's future, and the delicate balance of power across the globe. The political ramifications will reverberate for years to come, shaping alliances, influencing elections, and potentially redefining the very fabric of international relations in the Middle East. This is not merely a news event, it is a critical juncture in contemporary history. The next 48 hours will be critical, determining whether this meticulously crafted ceasefire holds firm or, like so many before it, tragically collapses. For Donald Trump, for Benjamin Netanyahu, and most importantly for the long-suffering people of Gaza, history is being written in real time with profound consequences for millions. Peace, politics, and power, these are the three immutable forces shaping our world, often in ways we least expect. Stay informed and engaged. Follow politics, power, and policy for incisive analysis and in-depth commentary that uncovers the truth behind the global headlines. Your understanding of these complex events is crucial.